All right, good evening and welcome, Kaduna. It is that moment again. Mediation Matters with Gabriel Onobo. I am your mediator. I am a conflictologist, a peace consultant, a chartered mediator, and an emotional intelligence coach. And today will not different from our previous editions. It is Mediation Matters, where we trash ADR, meaning Alternative Dispute Resolution. Alternative Dispute Resolution. And today, we're diving into something very special and timely. Kaduna Settlement Week 2025. Wow. That's right, the annual week where court doors are open wide and ADR, alternative dispute resolution, takes center stage. It is a fast, it is a fair, and it is a peaceful dispute resolution at no cost to the people. And guess what? This year's edition kicks off on the 28th of July this month. It will be insightful, it will be rich, and it will be powerful. To break it all down for us today, I am honored to welcome a brilliant legal mind and an advocate for justice, Awal Teslim Shitu. He is a member Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators. He is the principal partner at A.T. Shitu and Co. He is also the chairman of Muslim Lawyers Association of Nigeria Kaduna branch. He is a human rights consultant, an Islamic inheritance expert, and secretary of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators Kaduna branch. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, it's a pleasure having you in the studio today. And Kaduna, we all commemorate the passing on of our dear president, former President Muhammadu Buhari, and we pay our tribute to the family, we commiserate with them, and we pray that God comforts them. He was an outstanding leader, and we pray that God will grant the family the fortitude to bear the loss, and even the nation and Katsina state. So today we're talking about peace, and we're talking about understanding Kaduna Settlement Week. However, before we delve in, this is Alternative Dispute Resolution Mediation Matters with Gabriel Onovo. And what we do in Mediation Matters is to advocate peace, to speak peace, and to find alternative ways, mediums with which we will settle disputes. So what is ADR? It is alternative, friendly, and in an understanding manner. So let's start right at the beginning for our listeners out there scratching their head. And hence I have my learned individual in the studio, our legal expert. Teslim, what is ADR, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Honor. Most honored to be with you and the listener and viewers all over the globe. I am most honored, sir. When you talk of ADR, ADR as it's pronounced, it is Alternative Dispute Resolution. What do we mean by this is that it is another way, another avenue in which dispute can be dispensed timeously and cost effective, whereby maybe when it comes to litigation, you go from day to day, adjournment upon adjournment. Sometimes if it is a civil case, a lawyer may write a letter and all that. But once you are saying alternative dispute resolution, you are saying that this is a matter that can be resolved within a reasonable time, without much cost, and even the lawyer on the other side, if there are lawyers in it, they can still earn their fee without any fear that maybe if I want to embrace ADR, maybe I may not get my cost. No, you get your cost, but notwithstanding, it saves the time of the parties. IS, you can have 1, 2, 3 sittings and all of that. That's ADR for you.
Wow, that is lovely. Now, some people just brush off this as another government event. We're talking about the Kaduna Settlement Week 2025. Now, just tell us a little bit about Kaduna Settlement Week 2025. What was the big hullabaloo about this whole thing?
If I want to remember, this is not the first time, second time, or the third time. I think this is the third settlement week or the fourth, not the fourth. Settlement week, what it entails is that it is a day that the Kaduna State Judiciary will leave is going to be a court-free day.
Wow.
There is not going to be any litigation in court on that day. But people from outside can come in. They can. There are some cases. There are some referred cases from courts, and there are some walk-in cases that people will just come. Okay, I have a problem with my neighbor. I have a problem with my neighbor in the market at home. Maybe I have a litigation, or I have a problem with my landlord, or sometimes it may be on inheritance. Okay, my uncle died, he left behind so. My husband died, and my husband relatives, they are doing this to me. They want to deny me the rights of inheriting my husband's property. Or maybe a son will say, okay, I have a brother who is an elderly person. Is this maybe is trying to deny we the younger ones from having our due inheritance?
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Listeners, you can actually call in today and be part of this conversation. And you can reach us on 070 6447 5062. I take that again, 070 6447 5062. Or on our other line, you call 081 400 00989. 081 400 00981. It's still Mediation Matters with Gabriel Noble. And I am in the studio with Barrister Teslin, and we are having a lovely time together. Now, Kaduna Settlement Week.
Yes.
How long is it going to last? And are the people required to make payments for these services, sir?
You see, Kaduna Settlement Week is a week-long program. Starting from that 28th. But before that 28th, there's going to be a kind of some activities.
Okay.
Like we have a roadwork.
Okay.
Sensitization, telling people that you should come on that 28th. This is not going. The roadwork is going to take some kind of maybe dimension. They said. Before now, it used to be a day program. That maybe movement from High Court, take it to Independence to Constitution, from Constitution to Ahmadu Bello Junction Road to Kaswa area, so that we sensitize the market women and every other people, the residents of Kaduna, that you can come in, bring in your issue, come and complain. Even if it is your mother that is she's trying to maybe she's doing something that you don't understand. It's not that they will school the woman, but they were just going to advise, Mama, can you allow this boy, this is it, is a married man, allow him to stay with his wife peacefully. Don't interfere in their marriage. It's just all about advice. Maybe you reconcile a broken home, or maybe if you know you mediate in a problem that you know that no, they are having an issue, that okay, if I talk to them, all parties, they can come together and sit down, settle amicably without any fear or favor.
Lovely, lovely. So now you're saying that market women, irrespective of who you are, can just walk into the Kaduna State Multi-Door Courthouse on the settlement week and get their issues resolved. Now the question is, are they expected to make payments for this?
You see, that is where ADR is different. An alternative dispute resolution. This settlement week, the essence of the settlement week is to create an awareness. It's just like a bonanza.
Okay.
What an Osama will call garabasa. But you see, it's not what you are getting. You are getting a quality dispute to be settled on that day, but it's just as if maybe in a year you just okay, I want to give you free promo. People just come in and resolve your case. There are some cases that will maybe settle on that day. There are some that will say, okay, this case will be transferred to all day-to-day cases after the settlement week. But it's just a kind of acronyms, a kind of maybe giving people that okay, you can come here, even if it's not this settlement week. After settlement week, you can come. It costs nothing.
Wow. Okay. So where can people locate this this promo, this bonanza you're talking about, the settlement? Where is it situated? Where will it be holding?
You see, it's been the host. There is in High Court, Kaduna State Judiciary.
Where is that located? Okay,
Bida Road, close to Kaduna State Police Command.
All right.
and adjacent to this state library.
Okay, that's the state
Very
high court.
close to CBN.
Oh,
Yes,
lovely.
that's state high court where people do their affidavits.
Okay.
You know, if you want to describe, you say, where una they do that una affidavits. Yes, people don't know any other things, but because once you say affidavit, they know there's a place they call multi-door house. Yes, and whereby there's multiple doors that you can settle your issue.
Lovely.
That is ADR center in the main high court. They are not the same thing. They are not the same thing with high court, but it is being controlled by the staffs of high court. They don't do the same thing. High court do more of litigation, while ADR multi-court house, they do another thing that way by giving making people to have access to justice. And
wow, people, like I said earlier, you can be part of this conversation. You want to ask questions, call us on 070 6447 5062. 070 6447 5062. And don't forget, it is Gabriel Onovo, your host on Mediation Matters. And we at GO and Associate ADR Hub, we are here to ensure that peace is in the society. And we believe that every case, every issue can be resolved amicably. You see, the thing is this: we all are humans, we all have emotions. Sometimes someone will step on your toes, and sometimes you step on the toes of others. What ADR is saying is that when issues like this come up, there are alternative ways to settle this matter. You don't just rush to go to the court where you have litigation. And like the African saying says, whenever you take your brother to the court, when you come back, you're no longer brothers, probably your enemies. And we're saying, let's decongest the enemies. Let's decongest also the courts. Let's give our judges a rest, and let's have a peaceful and amicable way to settle disputes. And like we said, it is Mediation Matters with Gabriel Onovo, and we are looking at the Kaduna Settlement Week 2025. Kaduna Settlement Week 2025. Now, Mr. Shitu, what interesting case have you used ADR to resolve?
you know, it gives me joy when I remember. Not one, not two, not twice. The Bible, check the Quran. Quran says, "Faslihu baina awaykum." Settle among your brothers. Asulu, the Prophet said, "Asulu khair." To settle dispute is the best. If you, the Bible still preach, let peace reign among the people.
Yeah.
Let people go in peace. If you look at all these things, it's pointing to that. To settle things is very, very important.
Yes.
Even, and you see, in the olden days, you see our parents, they sit at the market square.
That's true.
To settle issue.
That's true.
Like, okay, Mr. A is in, he has a problem with Mr. B, or maybe when it comes to farmland, or maybe marrying, Mr. A wants to marry Miss C, and Mr. B wants to, we'll just call them to market square and settle. Then in the mosque, it's settled. When they see Mr. Why are you not creating your friends? Then when you check other places, in the Mianguas, maybe the Serikis and others, district head, and they settle matters. But when, if I look at it, I thank God, I've made fortunes in this area of it.
Wow.
Yes.
You go cut cake for us.
You know, it's not one day thing.
Of course,
yes,
of course. Yes, sir.
at least I always thank God. It's not what comes in that matters.
Okay, so let me butt you here. So are you saying for lawyers out there who are skeptical about ADR, believing that ADR will shortchange them, are you saying you're making money as a lawyer from ADR?
I make money.
Wow.
From ADR.
Okay.
Yes. And you see, it depends on who you are working. Sometimes you work with local, the this market women. Sometimes you go into corporate work. Let's assume now you are working with maybe oil firm that they have a dispute with the host community. You know, if they are signing an MOU, in the MOU they say this matter, no matter should go on except is
Explore
referred to
ADR.
Then in that moment they will now invite experts. It's not ICMC that is into ADR, maybe they are the champion of ADR. We have
There are other
ICMC,
institutes.
we have
We have Institute of Global Peace and
NICAP,
Office Management.
so many.
So many of
And
them.
those, then they will, if where they did not specify, you can bring in a NICAP person, you can bring in ICMC member, so that they will settle this. And on each day you are going for the settlement, you are entitled to 70,000. If you are working with a big company, you are entitled to 70,000 naira for sitting allowance per hour. Then when you have 3 hours, you are entitled to 210,000 naira. Then maybe in a week you sit once, and maybe within 1 month you are done. Aside from your professional fees, if it is multinational companies.
Yes.
But when it comes to this, the mama puts, mama market women, you know,
most of them are pro bono.
Yes, and you end up collecting. My son, how are you? You are in the market today. Okay, let me just give you, take this one cup of gari, take pepper. But sometimes some people appreciate because they know what they spend in litigation and how what it costs them to set the time frame and the financial implication in it. That's why they believe in okay, expert, just manage this thing. They will give you, yes.
Lovely. So someone out there may now I'm already in court. I have a case in court, and you're talking about alternative dispute resolution. Can I withdraw my case? How do I go about it to bring this case to alternative dispute resolution, considering the fact that I've been in court for the past 1 year plus, and we seem to not be making headway? And you're saying that alternative dispute resolution within 1 month, within 2 weeks, within 1 week, within days, my issue will be settled. So, what options are available to me?
You see, the options that are available are much. People don't use what they have. They don't use, and they don't know. Even, you know, if it is in high court, if you file a claim before the high court, the first thing after mentioning, they refer you to PTC, pre-trial conference. In the pre-trial conference, there is a sheet there. Answer, you need to answer. In there, you see this. Do you think this matter can be settled outside litigation? Then from there, if it is for the high court, you answer that I want the matter can be resolved if the party so wishes. Depends on the answer you give. When you go to Sharia courts, upper Sharia court, customary court, upper customary court, or magistrate court, except if the cases are not compoundable. Okay. If it is a criminal case that is compoundable, then you can even tell the court that I want, on several occasions, I do tell the court that I want to believe that since I'm a chartered mediator and conciliator, let me go and explore settlement outside this. Whenever you sit down, you not come back. It depends. The court can refer because the court are empowered to refer. Judges are empowered to refer matters to ADR center. That okay, go and sit down in ADR. One of our judges here in High Court, I think High Court number 16 or 15. Most of it, when it comes to dissolution of marriage, they always say advice goes go and sit down. Go to ADR center. Go and see whether this marriage will work. What is the problem in it that is not making the marriage to work? And then we will say, okay, we've seen the problem. Maybe it is my brother-in-law, maybe it's father-in-law, mother-in-law. You remove the club. With what is not, the thing that is not making the marriage to work. You remove it, and then you refer back. There's a clause there. There's a page in a document that will be given at the ADR. You just take back this document. You take it, they will fill it. Take it back to the court that, okay, the parties have settled, and these are the terms of settlement that we will read. That will be all.
Interesting and lovely. Now, I also heard that during the settlement weeks, that all courts in Kaduna State will be on, their doors will be closed, and every case will be referred to the ADR center. And secondly, that the Kaduna State Chief Judge, has asked courts to transfer most of their files to the ADR center. How true is that, sir?
You see, kudos to the Chief Judge of Kaduna State, Honorable Justice M.T.M. Ali. My Lord, not today, not yesterday, not this year, he has been somebody who have passion for settling matter. No, he's a judge that knows what he's doing. But notwithstanding, he just wants cases to be dispensed within a reasonable time. That is why he always is advocating that most of the judges take your case to ADR.
Okay.
But the cases that cannot be resolved in ADR, they will be returned back to the
Compoundable
court.
ones.
Yes, but mostly, my lord, advise that on that day, let all lawyers sit down. Maybe every day is festival.
Mhm.
At least, if you know you don't have a case in the area, you sit down in your in the comfort of your office, do one or two things, flow some documents and all that things. Not every day you go just put that suit and bib or tie. Say, barrister, barrister, they go for that. No, that day you relax. You can even come around, come and see, because it's a court-free day for lawyers, and for not only lawyers, for all litigants in Kaduna. If you know you have a case in that, on that 28th, my lord has given a court-free day that no court will sit down.
Lovely.
Yes, it will be open, but the business of that day will not go on because of the
Lovely.
ADR.
So, what role are you are an expert Islamic lawyer? What role can religious leaders, community leaders play in promoting awareness for alternative dispute resolution? What's your advice out there?
You see, I have said it earlier that lawyers, everybody, you know, there's a problem where you with people, because we don't know where to uh, pick what we want, but it's just at the on the tip of our hands. There are things that you don't need to go far. The Bible says, the Quran says, and even the traditional the traditional religion they
Yes.
believe in settling matter is there. Quran says it, Bible says it. The imams, the chiefs, the pastor, they can settle issues without doing this. But it depends, you know, like people don't understand one thing. There is what we call mediation, conciliation. If you're a mediator, if you are mediating in a matter, you don't need to counsel someone. Because if you tell me that, Mr. A, you are wrong in this thing, you've already taken side.
You're
But
no
if
longer neutral as a
yes, I know,
mediator.
as a mediator. But as a mediator, sir, bro, so why they do like this? This thing, no, it can be settled this way. You just mediate between both parties. And our imams can do that. When you see two people that always sit in front row, and suddenly you see Mr. B doesn't sit in the front row, decide to
take the back row.
Mr. Abdullah, why are you doing this? Why can't you come and sit down in front? Says that man always make me uncomfortable in the front. I say, why are you making him uncomfortable? No, I'm not making him uncomfortable. You just mediate. He has done mediation. Yes, sir. The imams can do it. They cannot necessarily, not all issue, because there's no out. Like what you said earlier, there's no how you take your brother to court and you expect him to be loyal or maybe free with you. He will never be free. He will never be free, except when things are. But if you come to mediation, ADR, when it comes to ADR, you can sit down after and say, oh boy, carry me go lunch. I've done a case. After that, husband and wife, and they say, no, the man, you're not going to even see my bride again, talk less of making
yes, advances.
Yes, no. Me. But when I sat them down, I look at it, Mr. Man, what are you doing that is not going to? You, madam, why? The man, he has not been doing as like husband, he has not been feeding us. I say, bros, why they do that one? Then I called him to order. I say, bros, you know, there's what we call chimui. Go to market, go and buy that chimui. After doing that, you look for one. Maybe you see that the last time you bought your wife at clothes is long, or you buy her gift. Then you make sure you just touch the part of the neck, and then from there, even what she said she will not give. At the end of the day, she will come down to your level. But you didn't buy anything you expect. Even if it is good you are wearing, you need to feed the goat. You are not feeding your wife as she's supposed to be fed. And you are expecting her to be loyal. Madam, you to make it submissive if you want your children to be.
Lovely.
Was solved.
Lovely, Mr. Shitu. I think before your final parting vote, I want to speak to our Hausa community out there. Speak to them about ADR in Hausa, sir.
A jama'a assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Sunana Awal Taslim Shitu, ni expert ne, masani ne akan maganar sulhu. Muna kira 'yan uwanmu gaba ɗaya su zo su rungumi abin da muke ce ADR. Babu wanda ya hana ka zuwa kotu, amma a cikin kotu ma akwai inda ake sulhu. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya ce as-sulhu khair manzo sallallahu Allah madauki sarki shi ma ya ce idan yan wasu biyu suna da gima faslu bayna akhwaykum Allah ya ce ayi sulhu tsakanin abin yan uwa guda biyu wanda suke rigima da haka muna kira kowa ga kowa nan garin Kaduna da duk inda suke jin mu cewa mu rungume abin da muke ce ADR a nan akwai abin da za mu yi ana ce masa settlement week wanda za ka zo ranar 28 ga watan bakwai din nan a nan bid daro cikin araban airport za mu yi ta zagayawa za mu je sabo za mu je kasuwan kawo za mu je npc junction za mu fadaka za mu ma mutane abin da za mu shaila mutane su zo a rana 28 don su zo su yi ji in kana da matsala ne na gida ko kuma kan maganan gado ko kuma kan duk abubuwan da ya shiga ma duhu sai ka kawo ta nan adr center alaimana muwafaka assalamu alaikum
ta abun gaishe ka aji taslim kai mana magana mai kyau kuma muna bikin je tai wai kai ka ba mu shawara kuma ka ba mu yanda mutane za su sassanta da juna. Thank you very much for this moment. So thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you. I am most honored, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. This is mediation.
More invitation.
Wow, you will, sir. Thank you very much. So this is Mediation Matters with Gabriel Onovo. It's proudly supported by GO and Associate Alternative Dispute Resolution Hub, your trusted partners in resolving disputes peacefully. You can visit us at number 3 Kachia Road, off Station Market, beside Polaris Bank, or you WhatsApp us or you call us on 070-6447-5062. We specialize in mediation, we specialize in conciliation, negotiation, peace advocacy, and community conflict resolution. At GO and Associate, we don't take sides, we build bridges. Big thank you to our guests, our Shitu, and for the deep dive into what promises to be a historic Kaduna Settlement Week 2025. And to our dear listeners, don't just listen, participate. If you've got a conflict or know someone who does, Settlement Week is your chance to settle it the smart way. No court stress, no lawyer fee, just peace. Until next time, keep the peace, spread the peace, and remember, mediation matters. It's your friendly host, Gabriel Onovo. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
It's interesting.
Thank you. Martin, let me stop the live. Okay, we'll pause it. Okay. Is it paused?